Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This week I'm making my way through the garden route, driving up to the Wilderness National Park where I'll spend some time at Ebb Flow campsite. If you are making your way from Cape Town, it's just under 450 kilometers, while the camp itself is just situated about 14 kilometers from George. As mentioned earlier, Ebb Flow is situated in the Wilderness or Garden Route National Park, which is just on the outskirts of Wilderness itself. As you make your way through Wilderness towards Naisna's side, you'll see a sign on your left hand side that will tell you where to turn off to the national park. After you've turned off the main road, you can just follow the road straight down until you reach the gate of the national park where you will sign in. After you've signed in at the gate, you can go on straight with the road again for a few hundred meters until you reach the main reception area. This is also where you will check in and where you can get all the information about the park and the hiking trails and everything what there is to do in the park. And you can also rent canoes from here or book boat rides that will take you through the park as well. There is not a shop at the reception area itself, but the town of Wilderness is very nearby. Just make sure you know what the opening and closing times of the main gate is. There is also a map located at the reception area that gives you a bit of an idea of the general layout of the park, as well as an information area that gives you a bit more information on what you can find in the park regarding bird life, hiking trails, bird hides, layout of the rivers, and so forth. The camp terrain itself is split into two parts, the south camp and the north camp, and for both camps you would be able to either book a riverside stand, which is a bit more expensive, or an inland stand, which is a bit cheaper. All the campsites are on grass, and there's generally trees around that would give you some shade throughout the day. For this week I was staying in the south camp, as you see here, and I had a riverside stand. Just note, when you book, you don't book a specific campsite, you just book whether you want to stay on the river or inland, or whether you want to stay in the south camp or the north camp. It's first come first serve for specific sites. The southern camp is located directly next to the main reception area. If you cross the bridge over the river, you get to the northern camp on the other side. It's a bit more tucked away and secluded and a bit further away from the reception area. There's also rondavels and 3 ablution areas as well on this side of the camp. The campsites were all also covered in grass, and there was plenty of trees around that should provide some shade as well throughout the day. Once again, when booking here, you would also either book a riverside stand or an inland stand, and it's also on a first come first serve basis for which specific stand you want. Back in the southern camp, I selected my campsite and quickly got to setting up camp for my stay. As mentioned, all the stands are covered in grass, but you could see some of the more popular stands, the grass has been worn away. All these stands were fairly similar in size, and they were also fairly level. I would however recommend, if you are 2 cars traveling with 2 camping trailers, to book 2 separate campsites. It could get a bit tight. The campsites are all quite well demarcated, so you will be sure to know where your campsite starts and ends. I truly had a great view of the river from this stand. Most campsites has access to electricity. When you make your booking, just be sure to select a campsite with electricity if that is what you need for your stay. At the campsite itself, you will see your electrical box with a light, and then blue caravan plugs, not traditional 3-point plugs. You will need to take a converter with you. Then there are also taps located throughout the campsite, where you can get water, as well as dustbins located throughout the campsite. In the southern part of the camp there are 2 ablution areas. The first one nearest to you is a bit of a smaller ablution areas where there's 2 showers and 2 toilets, as well as 2 wash basins. The showers had place to hang your clothes, and there was hot water also via electrical geyser and flush toilets. If you walk on a bit further, you'd get to the bigger ablution area where there's a laundry as well as a wash up area where you can do your dishes, and there's a freezer in there as well. The bathrooms themselves are a bit bigger with a bit more sinks, showers and toilets, and the showers themselves are also a bit bigger here with a bit of a divider from where you would hang your clothes to where you would shower, and there was a bath as well. Back at the camp, I even had a few 4-footed visitors that came to welcome me. As it was starting to get dark, I got the fire going and started prepping for tonight's braai. Each campsite is equipped with a raised braai stand with a braai grid attached to it. It truly was peaceful and relaxing to just sit next to the fire and look out over the river. Next morning I quickly made myself some breakfast before exploring the park. There are a lot of hiking trails that you can go on, or bird hides that you can go sit at and do some bird watching, or rent a canoe and explore the park via the river. If you want to visit the park just for the day, there is also an area for day visitors to camp out. There's quite a few of these wooden gazebos scattered around, each with a table and a braai area. For the kids, there's also a swing area and a jungle gym. This is also where you would depart from if you have booked a boat cruise, or this is where you would come pick up your canoe if you rented a canoe or a kayak. Back at camp there is also cabins and chalets to stay in if camping is not your thing. Around the reception area there is also a lapa area with a built-in braai. You also have some of these kitchen areas scattered around where you can prepare a meal. And also at the reception area you'll find another playing area for the kids equipped with slides, a jungle gym and some swings. In the southern camp there was also a cell phone signal, so if like me you have to do some work while you're camping, you can do that. But it wasn't long before I was distracted by a majestic sunset. Once again I settled in for a nice relaxing peaceful night around the fire before braaiing and calling it a night. The next morning I woke up and made myself some coffee and had some rusks before packing up and making my way back home. I really did enjoy my stay at Ebb Flow campsite. It really gives you a kind of a holiday resort feel, and also it is a great place to go and just be in nature for a while. Pretty soon I was all packed up and making my way out of the park. I truly did enjoy my stay at Ebb Flow camp. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you want to stay updated on all our new videos. Also, if you want to see all our content at one place, go pay our website a visit. And as always, happy camping until next time.